Well, hello the internet and welcome to episode 33 of Minecraft Creative, in which once again I have no idea what I'm working on because why on earth would my laptop show me? I currently have a black screen and a 1 in a grey circle. That is how most of my videos start. Why did my door just partially open? That freaks me out. Hello? Well, me pausing that bit of recording certainly has fixed the problem of me not being able to see what's going on. So, I had to blend together two parts to start with. This episode is mostly, from the looks of the timeline, going to be about adding in the little details, because I'm trying to get on and do those. And these videos are very good for me to try and do every so often, because it means I can film something relatively quickly without having to think particularly about what I'm doing. And the wind keeps blowing something plasticky outside my room, which keeps making me think my door's opening. That's going to just keep freaking me out for the rest of this episode. Anyways, I've gone past that bit of the footage, but we can talk about it here. So to blend the mud into the sandstone, I used jungle, oak, and birch stripped wood, as well as, I think there was something else, but I can't remember what it was now. And figured that will do. Sometimes a lot of this is just going, that will do, it works. I also started using basically every yellow flower in the game to try and blend the sandstone-y colour into the environment, as well as using bushes and the grass, and really taking advantage of the new... My voice, I don't know what it's doing. Taking advantage of all the new foliage in the game to try and liven it up. I then went in and did this kind of weird roof on a little hut thing. This is meant to be the start of the market. Keyword is the start. I need to figure out a better way to build market stores. I think I'm going to have a few bigger, more permanent ones like this, and I'm going to try and make a bunch that look like they've sort of just popped up, because I want this to be a very busy looking area of my little harbourside town. I then went in and added a bunch of scaffolding to be like little tables to put stuff on, rather than the usual things I'd use. Oh, and then I had to get rid of the scaffolding because I had to add in the floor. And I've decided to go back to a classic cobblestone floor, except we are blending it with multiple bricks. Blocks. We are using, I think it's dead brain coral. There is then obviously the mossy variation of whatchamacallit, cobblestone, some pale moss, and then there might be andesite in there. There's definitely tuff in there. I'm not sure if there's andesite in hindsight. Maybe I should have added andesite. I might go back in and correct that to some of it, because I have now filled in all of the floor for the area. And then I went and added candles in there in different colours, and I've added in a bunch of wood into the coal store, because you can't just start a fire with coal. And then I went over here. Oh, I then began just adding flowers, and flowers galore. I really wanted to have sunflower fields, but unfortunately the way that the sun lines up and the sunflowers turn with the main pathway of the river, I haven't been able to do it in the section I'm currently working on. Maybe I'll do it around this end and have some more kind of rural-y bits, but I do kind of think with the fact that there is then ice spikes, it doesn't make sense, because there's going to be lots of cold air coming in from there. I also haven't travelled that far around this end of the island yet. I guess it's more a continent than an island. I haven't travelled around this end of the continent yet. I don't really know what there is and what there isn't. Oh, and then I went in and added mud to the riverbank, because I wanted to try and make this seem more natural and like it's just sort of been left to get overgrown. Making sure as well at some point, once I'd done all this, to go back in and texture up all of that mud with a little bit of the mangrove. Oh God, what is it? Is it like the one that has the mud version that has mangrove in? Oh, and on the topic of me watching Hermitcraft, carrying on from last episode where I talked about I think it was one of B-Dub's videos that I'd watched. He used the little nether sprout thingies on the grass, as well as regular grass, to like add colour to it, and I went, I actually quite like that. Let's see, can I apply that? And we did apply it, and I've started using it like almost religiously in the last kind of week or so since I watched it, because I've been going back and watching a lot of old videos in the minute. I had a lot of time on my hands for the last couple of weeks because I had to go into college for one day on the 21st of May, and then I only went back yesterday on the 5th of June. I was only meant to have a week off. Well, technically a week and a half, but, well, because we are at the end of the year and our projects are done, I basically have as much free time as I like. And it's fantastic, to a degree, until you realise you're running out of stuff to put on as background noise. And I've already watched Rogue Heroes multiple times on the project that I just did. I have... What else have I watched? I've watched Wheel of Time several times through now. I really like Wheel of Time. Mostly Season 2 and Season 3. I just prefer those seasons. I don't know why. They're just my favourites. What else have I done? Watched a lot of Hermitcraft. I really have been trying to get more inspiration for these builds. So I wanted to build up a mass load of foliage on this riverbank. And this will obviously continue round, but I'm trying to not go too far and potentially have to destroy it if I want to put in jetties or other little harbour sections or more lighthouses, which I probably will do. And I used mangrove leaves for it, because I really like mangrove leaves. I think they're probably one of my favourites in the game. Oh, adding in more of the nether sprouts and going and re-adding grass where I'd previously gotten rid of all of it. I didn't add flowers around that pool of water because I kind of figured the Red Company, it's mildly polluting the area. I need to actually figure out the lore behind the Red Company so I can start building more stuff relating to it. But why would I do that when I can just do pretty little grass and plant stuff? I then went back into the original the original section of this project, which was just the harbour, and to think this was where it was back in January is kind of mad, and made sure that wherever there was just dirt beneath the wall, that I turned that to mud, so that way it kind of just blends it in a bit better. I think I added some mud on the floor. I went in and waxed all my signs. I did that because it was a task that I could give myself to do. I went in and added some, I think it was smooth basalt, however you say it, onto some of the deep slate paths, just to add another bit of texture, because there is cobbled deep slate and regular deep slate. I just didn't feel it was textured enough. I also added in some red plants again along the side of the Red Company, and just went around making sure that I was absolutely happy with the way all of this was looking, because I'm trying to wrap up chunks now so that I can do like another chunk of the project and then wrap all of that up quite nicely. I don't know what that next chunk of the project is going to be. I haven't thought that far. This is just me building a few times so we can see what I like. But anyways, that's the end of the episode. Goodbye the internet.